Today, we're talking about big businesses, how to scale your business. Scott's got 4 ways to scale your business. Let's get into it.
It's just 4 things that I wish I knew before I scaled my first business. Myself and my brother Brian, prior to SamCart, we have scaled 3 or 4 different businesses past 8 figures in total sales. And now every day we get to look at hundreds of businesses that are doing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, businesses that are going to do 7 figures in a year. That is a big number. And yeah, this has to do with how did we get there? How do they get there every day? And what 4 problems do I wish we knew before trying to scale that business?
Okay, so you got it all right here. The first problem you wrote down was no sales for months. Set up this problem, and then how did you solve it?
Yeah, first business was a baseball training business. It was digital products. It was courses and ebooks and whatever. But when we first started out, we had absolutely nothing to show for all of our efforts for about 14 months before we made our first sale. And really, the big problem was, or the big solution to that was how we were selling. We had to eliminate a storefront wasn't cutting it. You know what I mean? We had this storefront, whatever. Storefronts weren't doing it. Just like we thought putting a PayPal button on the sidebar of our blog would do it. We thought putting buttons to PayPal in like emails or something was enough.
If you build it, they will come.
If you build it, they will come. False. Incorrect. What we needed was what we now call a one-page funnel. We needed to take our product, we needed to create a page that was all one page to learn about it and buy it and whatever, but it was like basically a sales page is what we call it one-page funnel because people understand what that means. Someone needed to land on a page, learn about what it was, learn about why it was awesome for them, and then buy it on one very simple page, which we didn't realize it, but would later become the cornerstone idea of what SamCart is designed to do. Create these sales pages that convert visitors into paying customers. It's not a storefront. It's not a maze in a web of 18 different pages. One page. Here's what I have. Here's why you want it. Go buy it.
The second problem that you listed here is low profits. Maybe, is this about SamCart's low profits, your low profits, train baseball?
Before
way back in the day?
This is train baseball stuff.
How did you solve it?
After we started selling, that first product we ever sold was an ebook. It was like a 27-page hitting ebook. We thought we were like geniuses for creating it. People started buying, and now we actually had customers, but like $27 a pop. If that's all we had was selling this one thing, and you got to sell a shit ton of ebooks to make $1 million. We're like, how does this business translate to $1 million? And the answer is it can't. It never would have until we tapped into what we now call expansion revenue. So when we made it possible for people to say, I'm buying the ebook, but I also want to go grab the video course and I want to grab an hour of coaching consulting, like a one-on-one lesson with you, or I want to do whatever. Let your best customers say, cool, I want to grab this and this as they're checking out. That changed absolutely everything. That is what took that business from hobby level to $10,000 a month and what would still carry it towards its highest point. But tapping into expansion revenue, letting your customers do that, which again, of course, is like, I'm describing things that are baked into SamCart because that's what moved the needle for us. That's what moves the needle for everybody. Like tapping into expansion revenue, letting your customers go from buying one thing to spending more. That solved that problem. It solved scale, more profits than we knew what to do with, and was really the first big step towards $1 million brand.
And this can go for ads too. If you're selling a $27 product, but you're spending $20 to $30 per customer acquisition.
Or more. Yeah, what if it costs you $50 on ads to get one customer? That
need something on the back
$27 ebook or that course or whatever, like it is a must. Anyone who wants to, and that's really the next problem. The next problem was I can't scale. You know what I mean? Cool, I've got this business, it's making some money, but like, how does that become $1 million? You know what I mean? How does that become?
You're getting 1,000 new customers, but you're making 0 profit and you're just starting back at square one.
Sure.
You've got 1,000 new customers, but
absolutely.
Now you have to go sell them something else.
Exactly. Your next thing has to be customer lifetime value. We basically talked about, all right, cool. How do we get more customers? How do I help them spend more? Right now, how do I help them spend more often? Those are the 3 ways to grow a business, the 3 kind of pillars of what SamCart's meant to do. And here's a crazy stat we know from the database is that if you had 100 customers, 11 of them will become repeat customers. We'll place a new order. But those 11% account for 46% of total revenue. It's mind-numbing numbers. And like the bigger the business, the more dramatic that becomes. We have people who are like our SamCart's like top 10%. 18% of customers are repeat customers and they account for 71% of total revenue. It's nuts. Repeat customers. You cannot have a one product business. You can't have a lot of people show up at SamCart and they're like, I have a $2,000 live cohort that I do every quarter, and that's all they have. It's like you have to have other things for people to buy. You have to have reasons for people to go from buying one product to buying several, right? When they check out or over the course of the first 6 months of them being a customer of yours. You've got to solve for customer lifetime value, and one product businesses don't thrive. They can grow, and they can get, I've even seen one product businesses like make it to $1 million in sales, but they have these really short shelf lives and they fall off a cliff. You've got to have a product lineup. You got to have things for people to continue to grow into your product lineup, spend more money, come join my master. That's why people have like masterminds and coaching and whatever is like
the product suite.
Something else for people to go buy. That is one of the biggest things. It took us years to figure that part out. It would have shortcut scaling a lot sooner.
Perfect. Number 3 that you put here, low margins couldn't scale. You wrote, I focus on lifetime value. Tell us a little bit more about low margins and why you couldn't scale.
Yeah, we would, when at the beginning of that digital product business, we would try to go run some money in ads. We'd spend $500 and see, because if I could get more customers in the door, now I've got more opportunities to sell them more stuff. And that's how businesses grow. We were right about the assumption. That is correct. But it wasn't working like that. We'd go spend $500, we make $200 back, and we're like, what's going on? That is where, again, we would focus on 2 things. We would focus on expansion revenue, so selling more to people as they're buying. So they're buying a $30 ebook.
These are things like order bumps, upsells.
So the biggest example we have is one of the biggest ones we ever had was we sold a $27 ebook, and this was again like 2010. It was a different time. And then the first upsell we ever did was a $97 get the video version. So upgrade to get the video version.
Easy.
And it demolished. And so what happened then? Then we said, okay, cool. Now we need 2 more order bumps for, hey, you're going to add on this pregame routine, and we're going to give you these hitting charts and whatever. And our best customers would go from spending $27 on an ebook to spending $200-$300 with us because they'd say, cool, I'm a spending spree and grab it all. Same idea. If you want to scale, if you want your business to make sense, if you want a math equation that checks out, what do our top customers do that allows them to spend tens of thousands of dollars a day in advertising?
Yep.
They are helping their customers spend more, and then they are really focusing on helping those customers spend again with email follow-up and SMS follow-up and whatever. 30, 60, 90 days after placing an order, they are right back in their inbox with a special order to come back and buy something else, or come join my coaching group, or attend my live event I have coming up. Customer lifetime value tips the scales of that math equation in your favor and unlocks levels of scale that like you would have never thought possible until you try that kind of stuff out.
The last thing. This is probably the last thing. This is probably the first thing that people think of when they say, oh, I need to scale, is growing their team. There's a lot of good ways to grow your team. There's a lot of bad ways.
Bad ways to grow a team.
Talk about your mistakes with growing the team, and then maybe some heated advice. Now, hey, I've gone through the mower of this. Here's the right way to do it.
Yeah, SamCart right now is 140 employees. So we are not a small squad. And thankfully, we have better people than me that have taught us how to do this. If it were up to me, we would never have gotten anywhere near there, or Brian for that matter. But growing a team feels like a natural extension. I hire more people. I'm going to get, if I have 2 people, I get twice as much done.
I can do more.
Exactly. The truth, the reality a lot of people get into is they start hiring a team, or even they hire some outsourced people or something like that. And you start getting, I've got 5 people, but I'm only getting 1.3x more done. Because so much of that stuff ends up relying on you, the creator, the founder, or whatever. So it's like, how do you hire a team in a way that actually unlocks growth? And I have my 2 best tricks I have to offer you guys is, number 1, hire in pairs, at least in pairs, maybe more. And it's funny. It's what we did with you. It's like literally how we found Jordan, who was an absolute rock star, a total stud, is find 2 or 3 of the people you want to hire, give them each this is the second tip, is give them a really specific project to work on first. Don't just hire people and bring them on your team and spend a month onboarding them, and then they take a few more weeks to get acclimated, and then maybe they're producing. No, you are a contractor until proven otherwise. I'm going to hire multiple of you, and I'm going to let you guys all run with the same project in your own different way. And whoever is best is going to stick around and then maybe become a full-time employee. It's what we did with you. You beat the ever-loving pants off the other guy that we also brought in on this project, who you never met, I don't think. But we had him. And then you find the rock star in the group, hire that person. So hire in pairs, at least in pairs, maybe even triplets.
It's a paid test, basically.
It's a paid test, exactly right. You are a contractor. It's not an internship. Yep. You are a contractor. Here is a very specific project. Let's see how you do. And then you pick the best one and you keep working with them.
So it's controlled damaged. If they mess up big time, it's fine. It's all kind of self-contained.
It's all self-contained.
They're paid for their time. And then at the end, you can make an assessment.
Exactly right. And the best people, bring them onto your team. My last advice on hiring a team that I can possibly have is fire fast. You hear it heard. Hire slow, fire fast. Be really choosy with who you bring in. And when somebody's not working out, get them out of there. It is so expensive to keep bad people around. It demoralizes your good people. It slows down the entire process. And then you end up it costs you so much money to keep somebody around. Hire in pairs. Start with a specific project as a contractor. And when someone's not working out, get them out.
What about when you are scaling your business, you're the solo creator, and as you hire somebody, you start to, or as you grow your team, you start to get away from the hands-on stuff. You are the one in SamCart, logging in, building the stuff, building
I don't
the
like
tools.
touch. I don't build product anymore. I don't design pages much anymore.
How does that work? As a manager, as the owner of the business, getting a little bit further and further away from being hands-on.
Yeah. You have to decide, you the creator have to decide, what are the critical tasks that you should never give up? Should never give up. This is a great example. Being in front of the camera, talking to customers, talking to VIPs. I will never give that up. It's valuable for me to be there. It's valuable for me to get that feedback. But there are things like creating products, setting up integration rules, customer support. There are things that are important to the business, but that you can hand off, give away those first, and make sure that you have written down in stone, I will never not do these 3 things.
Yeah, some things you talked about. I'll never freelance copywriting, or I'm the one writing the emails.
Yep.
It's me, it's my voice, it's my tone of voice.
100%. Copywriting.
Yeah, what else?
Big ideas for new products. You know what I mean? Like what goes into SamCart?
Overall strategy.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. What are we actually building there? The kinds of things that need our expertise. You know what I mean? Again, talking to top paying customers, talking to VIPs. We have a whole VP team that can migrate people to SamCart, and I work with that team very closely, pulling in that feedback from customers. What's going to work for them? What do they actually want from us? Yep. What are we talking about in our content out there publicly? Those type of things I will likely never give up.
So it's choosing the things that you absolutely want to do. And then is it not from a laziness, convenience standpoint? Is it like, here are the things I don't want to do in my business, and I'm going to outsource those?
If you can, give them away. But it's that you only should ever get this stuff off your plate that is not moving the needle. Okay. Revenue making things that grow your business and push your business forward, like you should always be involved in those things. And I would argue that even if you don't like doing it, you're the only one that's ever going to push as hard for those kinds of things. Be in the middle of the revenue making decisions, be in the middle of the important ones, and find the ones that just don't need you and get rid of those as quick as you can.
The 4 ways to scale. Scott, wrap it up for me.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, listen, those are 4 things I wish I knew when we were first starting out. When we first started our online business, it was 2009. It was years before we ever launched SamCart. The same lessons and everything went into building what SamCart actually is. It's why it works so well for so many creators who make a ton of money and grow. And anyway, but those 4 things, I hope this passes on something to you guys as you guys are looking to the future here in 2024, the how to solve for sales, how to grow with expansion revenue, how to scale with customer lifetime value, and then how to multiply what you actually do with a team that's not just going to slow you down and frustrate you and learn lessons the hard way that we learned that are very expensive. But those things are exactly what helped us scale our business, helped us scale what SamCart is now to a $30 million company that's serving tens of thousands of people every single day. So enjoy that. If you guys want to dive in more about cool SamCart features, about how to grow your business, be sure to subscribe here in the SamCart YouTube channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one.